Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Let's get down to it. It's pretty simple. We got to dive straight into Today, we're talking about what Jesus did. And here's the deal. I'm not just going to give you a history lesson. We're not just going to look in the past and go back in time. No. You see, we're talking about what Jesus did and what Jesus is doing. Present day, 2020. In your life, in my life, all around us right now. You see, right now, life is messy. It just is. And the people we remember are the people who aren't afraid to show us in the middle of the hard times. Maybe someone comes to mind. Maybe like a parent. Maybe like a friend. Maybe a teacher, a counselor. Someone who's really helped you through a difficult time. You see, and maybe there's been a time where you wish someone had shown up for you like nobody has before. You see, Jesus didn't just show up for the good moments. He showed up for the dark times as well. You see, there's a story in John 11 that talks about one of Jesus' closest friends, Lazarus. And when I say he's one of the closest friends, I mean a brother from another mother. That's how it goes down. They were that close. So John 11 says this. So Lazarus' sisters, Mary and Martha, sent word to Jesus saying, "Lord, the one who you love is sick." When he heard this, Jesus said, "This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it." Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was 2 more days, and then he said to his disciples, "Let us go back to Judea." "But Rabbi," they said, "a short while ago the Jews were tried there to stone you. They're trying to stone you, and yet you are going back." And here's the unfortunate part of the story. You know, it doesn't just end with a trip to go see Lazarus. You see, 4 days prior to Jesus' arrival, Lazarus was already dead. Lazarus had already passed away. John 11:21 picks up with Martha having this realization. Martha kind of confronts Jesus and is kind of at this point of like, Jesus, if you were here 4 days before, what would have happened? I mean, if you were here when you said you were going to come, when we sent word, Lazarus would still be alive. She would still be able to have her brother. You know, I'd imagine that Martha in this story is feeling super angry. I mean, I imagine that Martha is at the point of breaking down. She's grieving through this entire time, and she's trying to place blame somewhere. You know, Jesus here decides to respond to Martha's blame by simply saying that Lazarus is going to be alive again. Process again this with me of what Martha must be feeling. I mean, so Jesus says he must be alive again. And I'm assuming Martha at this point is like, yeah, Jesus, I get it. He's probably, he's in heaven. I get it. And I feel like it wouldn't be just one of those simple understandings. I feel like there'd be a lot of tears that were shed. And I could feel Martha's lack of understanding of what Jesus was talking about and the pain that must come with that. So at this point, Mary joins the scene, and Mary and Martha are with Jesus, and Mary's feeling that same anger, that same emotion, that same weight that Martha is feeling. And it says this, "Lord, if you've been here, my brother would not have died." And when Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. Mary takes Jesus to where Lazarus was laid, and it says that Jesus wept. And the people said, "See how he loved him." You know, everyone that's witnessing the tomb right now is thinking the same thing about Jesus. You see, why didn't he save him before? That's the question. They've heard the stories, they've heard the rumors, and they've seen the miracles. So why wouldn't he just go ahead and do it? Why didn't he show up before? Cutting through all of that noise, cutting through all of the questions of the crowd and the pain that was coming with them, Jesus tells Lazarus to get up and come out of the tomb. He tells him to get up out of a place. He's dead. And you can already see where this is going. You see Lazarus exits the tomb. He's alive and well, and he's in better condition than he was before. You see, why is it that when we find ourselves in the worst situations, when we have bad things come our way immediately, on bad days that occur, we immediately go to God and say, God, why haven't you done anything? You see, the lightning hasn't struck yet, the storm hasn't even blown in, and we might get a couple of drops on us, and immediately we are quick to blame God. Immediately we're blocked to consider anything that God is about to do, simply because we want to have the answers. You see, in Scripture, we consistently see Jesus all over the place performing miracle after miracle after miracle. And it happens over and over again. And we see in the Bible constantly where God doesn't fail. God doesn't fail at all. And yet, me, myself, you, all of us included, go, where were you, God? You see, Mary and Martha are quick to blame in this moment. And I don't blame them. They're quick to blame Jesus immediately. And they were there to witness so many miracles before. For you and for me, we can trust that Jesus showed up then, and he's going to continue to show up. See, that's what I want you to understand, is that God is going to continue to show up in our lives. We have to trust that. You see, Jesus showed up for Lazarus and his sisters, and maybe not in the way that they expected, maybe not in the way that they considered it happening, but here's the deal. Jesus showed up again on the cross. And knowing the pain and experience and all of those things that go back into this process matter, but his love for us cuts through all that noise. You see, in those tough times, we have to be able to ask, God, what do you have? And not, God, what have you done? Because he is constantly showing up for us. He's there for you when you go through a breakup. He's there for you when you go through a loss of a friend. He's there through the depression and the anxiety. He's there when you fail, and he's there to celebrate the wins with you. You see, Jesus shows up for us. He doesn't always show up exactly when we need him to. He doesn't always show him up or right when we think we need to, or show up right when we ask. And that's hard sometimes. You see, Jesus doesn't hide from himself from us. He's not like that. So wherever you are, whatever the situation, ask in that moment, Jesus, where is he? Understand where he's at, what he's doing. You know, Jesus isn't afraid of our mess. He wants to meet us in the places. And he's so good, and he's going to love us through the pain and help us heal through it all. Don't forget, be Jesus this week.